Abusia ya mama jua mama kwa bebra so mama ni amaudo bison sama ya bobo no nyumre ya bana ya de babe somo abusia for some do so na poso ndie edom komane dia to just say Ghana man penny na do dan kwa ku na ba mum penin for epeso motor ADB bank ene NIB bank no e de komo mo nanfofo no mo ntiase e masade ne enkoso wo mayem
Dewra Isaac Adongo Bolgatanga Center amrase betwani waroso de nsambi etudwa wo sansensam no ho
na Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia so dia to just ba yen hyehye efisa breye kwe ene ebenya trotro ne tazia enkoto petro ne mum o charge ya vrum na wo de sin
Kuma no afrase ya wode sobo bi eba
abato komisar mpeni focus wo mo cheche nsem no nyina ye din twotro no a ekoso no ma che ni padodo a sisi wo motima twotro mo din
sanso so na tewu na afenso so no nsem bi efiri ho badanwumere ye de mu asem ebrew
National Association of Graduate Teachers etweniti aka ne senagrat mpeni force raban say double track school no a ne e traffic light na be ya wo mo entwem na nyade e eboa
dom kuma ye wo ga na mbara sebedwamu omo tea ensembi ewo Kolebu Teaching Hospital na almost saying
obviously for when you for pinu and yake kesi ni aya ne se kasia baby awo bia na nwumre yetimi abane ye dia ba besom wo aseda enkoma 21st clinic o se sciatica no entini no free wo to asene sa ekofo siremu ko esu nanko komfo nantu edekosu nampo no so no eta atwetwe wa for ne 21st clinic na busia for yen hwe na yen fedru nka ye wa doctor for nim defo a ye won fidie so ye de be kan wo ama ya de Gane de free ne pedua ne mo Universal Natural Clinic o se men kan kire o se dompeni se buo sa afreche sa atodi afa ho enko ba bia se Universal Natural Clinic for ne kire ho no mo na yemfa drum kan ya de ne bedwane e de free ne pedua ne mo e na Mizone 5G no so ye gusu aye no nom Mizone de wo ye wedding o ye ye o ye party pruto obia o pe drink a be serve amana se woni mo nyamate woni mu a Mizone ye kan fo de ama na 5G no so e mo ahoden ama djuma bia wo ye bia no ma yen wa ya kwa kusiase 3A Herbal Center and 3A co capsules abedwa so a koko no ba bibia fifiri wo bia ase betu ase be hye wa bra wo pe 3A co capsules na wanonom wo ena Sompa chede mama no tuasa fe na kwa wie yesa ejanka so bedidi enti se ya mo se ya nwa ne obenya bia wo se wa nya ma nua no wa nya mame eno nti Sompa tiefo ene ya hefo ye ton safra mo sa fe na kwa wie ye bio no mo meka hwan na yen kai eye enyanka no ena Sompa sika promo ebusiafo sanhye we se utie Sompa FM ana se wo hwe Sompa TV no ye betimi utiribe ye na kese wadi sika ebia be 500 Ghana na de sing ebia be 1000 Ghana na kese weekend no de kwakotwa nyina se obedale star 256 star 3 hash so obo star na wabo 2 no wabo 5 no wabo 6 no wabo star ni bio na wabo 3 no wabo hash oye ya na je wa select Sompa ebia ya te wa bro so a ebia be 5 Ghana utire ya ubedi 5 million 500 Ghana cedis anase bia 1000 Ghana na dia ye chop money dia kwakuja weekend nebuzia wo mo na ema ye vema ba bia wo bia anwumre yetimi abane aba besom wo medi ede nana ya bo amale bia boga anwumre mene
nana kwabna kese
abza for yenye brena fen sam no yenkomo ankasa emfa emmamo ye de mo hyase ye de free dom kuma no ho ewo mrase be gefie mene omo friends amtwefo ne ye botu man kakra ne nyina so ma fi o mani ko twawisi a o mene tia santa mo pepe se jare bobo e de akwa ko hunu se mpanimfo fan trekese ne frakadam ko mbi so atonton NIB bank no ene ADB bank no a wono mo etiase a enyeye wo mo ese enei so hwa nyina so a Bank of Ghana mpanimfo ne atena ya hwe my Ghana yesika sam no ntoto so wo mo ejina so e de aton NIB bank no e de akwakwose ADB ase no a wo mo tiase a enyeye ena nipa kro no a wo ba beto NIB bank no so no won se dan hu wo ya no ye de ense tini obi so ena ya no so ede ne ense tini nipa foforo so a wo mo adwene ho a wo mo ntiase enti adom kuma ne nsem nyina ene se mampani na do dan kwakufu ado se wo mo ayo mo adwene se wo mo etu sa na mo no de a ene na wo mo ni wo mo de e wo mayemo opani a wo na kasa ede ma adom kuma no osikasam ene ne ntoto ye ho eye honorable Isaac Adongo ne nsem enie.
Unless there is an ulterior motive, they should come. The minority will give them a group of people to go there and work for free. With a clear mandate, no interference. and NIB will be the most viable bank, the most well-capitalized bank, and the most liquid bank in Ghana. It is clear that this is not about the interests of NIB. This is the last step towards passing through the back door to acquire NIB and ADB for themselves in a state capture. And I will explain to you why, of all the banks, they chose ADB. ADB is listed on the stock exchange market, isn't it? 64% of the shares are with the Bank of Ghana. So when they met them, the English will start. Oh, but Bank of Ghana, you are a regulator, you want to be a player at the same time. Why don't you divest your interests in the banking sector so that you focus on regulation? Then before you realize, somebody will appear as a strategic investor. It is they themselves. They will not take NIB and ADB from us. That is all.
It is why I find it to be a butterfly.
Exactly. Suddenly, the bank that has been struggling will find a strategic investor. And it will be the Bank of Ghana. How you are conflicted. How can you own a bank and at the same time you are regulating a bank? Please give your shares to somebody so that you can focus on regulation. And they will bring the investor and call him a strategic investor. 64% gone. If we are not even lucky, 21% the government is already there. Let's add it. Already we are broke. Ladies and gentlemen, open your eyes. When we talk, unless there is an
for way I am Rasibjani or woman Rasibjima this year war Gatanga Central Abaton Pesia so honorable Isaac Adungo Nietin and Canabasica Semua and Kumano a woman Rasibjimono or no any and Pimpi or Takasa a de Emma Wuno.
Opani was I am Rasibjani de Mar this year a war Bolaga Tanga Central. Then someone what did to Joanna Fababy Waka. Ya what is also as a contractors who draw at the Kappa. Ya enya kaketwa ABB say ebia aban no emma contractor A ana B ana C sika se onkoye adwuma gise ebia ono so kopɛ bosia bi e wo baabi na NIB bank no ho a na ya no mudwan America na America se ya no makopie ho no makɔgye sika na omo deka omo ntimi nkotua nti sa aban no hwɛ na eka no enema ntimi ankɔbɔkɔde a ene ya Sompa yewra Isaac Adongo.
Now you are saying NIB is weak. You are the Ashanti who say, a typical home you are not about now for you created this problem. So pay NIB contractors, and NIB will restate the 1 billion it has written off against its profit, and it will go up by 1 billion to give them 2.75 billion of equity. Already you see that the 2.4 has disappeared. It is left how much? 350 million. You were in this country when Bank of Ghana governor said that they were going to set up a financial stability fund of 15 billion. Give that 15 million out of that money to financial investment trust owned by the Bank of Ghana to come and buy a stake of 50 million in NIB. And NIB will now have all the money, almost 1.8 billion it needs to recapitalize. So NIB will be well capitalized. It will meet the minimum capital requirement. But don't forget that 1 billion you paid for the contractors will increase NIB cash by 1 billion. That 500 million that we sold of the shares will increase NIB cash by another 500 million. That's 1.5. The bonds of 1.3 billion that we have given you shares for becomes investment sitting on the books of NIB. NIB can sell those investments to realize 1.3 billion. So 1.3 billion cash plus 1.5 billion cash, NIB will be the most liquid bank in Ghana with cash position of 2.8 billion.
Yera Isaac Adongo.
Na for no no kasa was a jumedi na se NDC Mrasibje ni owo Mrasibje fiema this year wo bia East Abaton Pesia so honorable Richard a champion so no o kasa e wo sansem twefo nhiem ya se no de tuja se so he ba bia o man no yaba beduro ene NIB bank no yaba beduro sese ya asa ban peso fan trekese ene frakadam kwa bia so eton bank no e de koma ankronkre no a sa ban ni tibi bomodren e de bank yi e koma nkronkro bia baabi agina sese no nipa bebro eye mpempem ene omadwuma ebebo wo no mu a ade mu mrante de maba wanya adwuma nye deda mrante suso wie suku a omone namba chechire ba chechire omanya adwuma nye enti se ukogu bank no na se sa nipa dom we nyina ebekwa akotena fie ne ye koya na se ye bae Honorable Richard Champon
we nyina omo se omako school wa university omo hu simple arithmetic we a I say we na unya se sika we na ye kan ye na akwakosi no NIB staff strength nko ye 800 nipa 800 na ejuma ye NIB it at the moment ye better ho ama ADP ato NIB no nipa about 600 de be kofi na that no pay ho no nipa enye ejuma nye unemployment rate at 13.4%. You know what sabe add about 700 account enti ye say ye ntena ho aban no o ma ADB emeto NIB ukwaje World Bank loan $250 million and you say 15 billion na first financial stability fund about set up $50 million about 600 million from NIB na NIB ne balance sheet enye kama no nya bi mo amanfo bosia na ontimi create employment na maya ne mantenye omunya binye we so musi bi da it sanhihye we ne pesa aban den oye but the day say ye jitu mpa beba parliament yan mani medru sa level no po say ye prince amoy den ADB ato NIB no masa dan edamom we na ye pesa Ghana for etiase e bia na omafom omfom adwonko ho enema mienu ida say omabon anase adwonbone na bomuti so ebe ni petima esamone ko na den endo etabusa for ye ka person bon de winya ne say aban no adwena odi ye we nyina na adwonbone fa so bia den emre Ghana ni bia ewo ma we say no
Observer Honorable Richard Champo ye NDC mrasebe ni owo mrasebe film ema de she wo bia East Abaton Pesuaso
na ene ensampi ekoso Ghana mrasebe dwamu sahene edema domkuma no Ghana mrasebe dwamu yewura atofosen ena ekase ebra na ne nuanom ani abere pa omwasem wode ba ye nyina no eyese aban no etu anamon bia anamon na wotu no yanhwe yi a wo kene bi edi anim no ede wo hawo amane ene yare pa ene beba Ghana for so obekere say National Investment Bank NIB and afenso so ADB aban pese of finance kwan so a na woka edibom na ebasa no a eyade se ebe ha adwen ye pa na wokasa no a no ena woka ebesi form tere se ade no ekeka kɔ no so ma hwɛ ye no ma hwɛ ye pa na so ma nka bibia nkyera aban no a eyade se be ha adwen na no se ye no na yewura Isaac Adongo wɔno so de kakra ɛso so ne kyese ne no Ghana mbarase bedwa mu na omani abere ye pa bra na omani nsɛmtwerɛ for AD enkomo yewura ato Fossen.
Miss Management Team, led by Alhaji Dr. Bawumia and Ken Oforiata, working closely with Mr. Printer, the Addison, have decided to either collapse the NIB or merge it with the ADB. We contend that collapsing NIB is not an option. 2, merging NIB to ADB is certainly not an option because it will come with its corresponding job losses. Already, we have issues with employment. We believe there is space for NIB to survive. We believe there is space for ADB also to survive. Ghana deserves NIB and Ghana deserves ADB. They have special mandates and it should be respected as such. And their families, we want to assure them that the NDC minority will fight for them. We want to assure them that we cannot add on to the unemployment situation in the country. To the Ghanaian youth out there, we want to assure them that in as much as we can agree with them that they are so angry because of the mess, the gargantuan mess we are seeing in this economy, we in the NDC have a solution. The 800 staff of the NIB, put it in this perspective, in case they lose their jobs, or in case 600, 700 of them lose their jobs. Each person, per the structure of the Ghanaian society, each person is a breadwinner of at least 5 people, household of 5 people. So 5 times 800 will give you 4,000. Okay, so we are talking of 4,000 Ghanaian citizens' livelihoods that are at risk. And that is at the highest level, the macro level. At the micro level, mismanagement team.
Ato forcing ena yete nenkan
abza for yan form frame rasebe jefie mun free ndc amanyo kunum rasebe jafo atena ye na yan form ko vice president Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia so atena ye na ene vice president ya tuja se abane ye ntutu ya ye ko enimu daachi bie no enkoba se ye trotro ne ye taxi drivers no ebekwa ko salary so mo kwa ko pepeturato atwika no abo ebia tek ana se bia sex nemum ne ombe ya ene sade chi no pass credimu a o ka no a charge ti sene o charge mobile phone no o start ya broom sa no na get sene tek and say figase sex for no so matimi enya adwuma ye yes ya adwuma ko bi hye ka bi wa Ghana ase ya saka no mo hye no eno a unto petrol eno so a unto diesel eno so a unfa kerosene kogum ne obeya ene se charger inti charger no a light bill na be kosoro no a charge so hu otirema na kese wo sen na eno na vice president e kire se yakọ enim no te se STC buses ni nyina wo mo unto petrol bio metro mass transit buses ni nyina wo mo unto petrol bio ayalolo num ni ade nyina no wo mo unto petrol ni diesel bio wo charge ya na kese woti do na odesen vice president in Semni.
The country where I want to see us go in the next few years is to move public transport completely from a dependence on petrol and diesel to fully electric vehicles. That is really where Ghana ought to go. And it is doable. It's very doable. It's not something that, it's far-fetched, right? Orders are already being made by other countries. Orders are being made by other countries. As a matter of policy, we ought to move away from petrol and diesel to electric vehicles. As a matter of policy, the whole issue of climate change and that transition, that energy transition for Ghana, and moving away from that dependence on fossil fuels to more, green energy is very, very important for us. And this is one of the ways in which we can achieve that transition. Because as you know, we spend a lot on fossil fuels. But the other thing that is very, very important for Ghanaians, households, individuals, is the high cost of transportation. If you look at the cost of transport in Ghana, there are two elements.
Yeah, turning kind atoba forcing.
Abzafo kwabna nenwan no ne bediano no abzafo ti where vice president ai hune gugwa be ya no de gugwa be ya anwumre ya no a wakeka de menesi ani abzafo vice president yete den ka no enti bus na na esi wonom no se nto petrol ye fa petrol ne gum ene ye fa diesel ne kogumo de mum ye charge so hu enti kwabna we say samo charge na mo de na mabia
the car socket boy. Socket here.
Plug no ebo yi ho.
Mobile phone grant me like that.
Yeah, plug no
man say battery run down.
No say colo battery na gina. Na nya no ano ne besi bia na si. Edi we company bia bagana see from solar taxi na omadwuma omo ye nyina ne se omo hye cars no electric into petrol ngum into diesel ngum se o charge ya now they saying eno na vice president ekoye ekohwe adwuma no omo ye no a o he ne se ye ko anim no so betima ya bus nyina aka ho a ene ye trotro ne ye taxi se petrol boarding o charge ya na se wo they saying
abusia ye ko anim wo ensamfofo na kuku arudi na chia saa na beba na ye ko ensamfofo mu a ya mami Grace Janet Mason orona kasai South Africa oman no anamusini ya wo Ghana hasai ena wone nsɛmtwerɛ for 18 komo no tese Ghana nyame ye yadom amasese no yetri ayeyie pa ne nyina ene se ene wone nsɛmtwerɛ for adi enkomo na nsɛmtwerɛ for busa na sɛmba ko mienu miensa fa yonkofa ya ɛda South Africa man no ɛne Ghana ntɛmu ɛne wɔtrɛ sɛ kura de Ghana yɛtra yɛyie ɛtrɛ sɛ wɔn wɔ adeɛ bɛfɛ ne sɛ yi visa list na saa yi visa list no Ghana nyame yɛ adom ama wɔn nso so ɛde yaka ho bi na ka wɔn de yaka ho nyinaa no kyɛsia no abɛyɛ adwa sɛ hese na bibia akɔyɛ abɛɛfo ntentafidie so nti bia kwabena mepɛ sɛ bia mekɔ South Africa ɛno ansɛ bia mekɔ na makɔ apply online kikiri passew but done me na mekoro no mekɔ koraa nti sɛ no deɛ Ghana no yɛ ne yɛ koro no na sɛ koro no mo kyerɛ sɛ Ghana betimi akɔ amaman baako bɛ sɛ duanan so ɛwɔ abibima mu ha sei ɛbra ɛnyɛ nsɛm tentententente bia ɛno ansa wo fa wo phone na nurse wa apply na wona wo kɔ wani mu no ebiamu nso wɔde atodwa ɛkyerɛ sɛ wobi wɔ hɔ no wanam saa hyehyɛ ya na ɛba nti no ebia ne krata sɛm baako mienu miɛnsa bi aka nsensɛmu bɛyɛ sɛ abosome miɛnsa bi na ne nyinaa ne sɛ deɛ ɔma wie no emu ada hɔ no mu a wobɛtumi akɔ na wakɔyɛ bibia na baabi a wobɛtumi akɔ na wo nsa akɔka saa krata bi a ɛnam saa hyehyɛ ya ɛba ɛka mu nti no wɔse baabi ɛfrɛ wɔ sɛ VFLs Global Office wokɔ hɔ no mu a wɔkrata bi a aka mu bia no ɛnam saa hyehyɛ wei no wo nsa ɛbɛtumi aka wei ɛyɛ yɛ maame Grace Janet Mason ne nsɛm a wɔde ma nsɛm twerɛfoɔ
abusuafoɔ na ne afei no wabɛka ho a yɛka wo sɛ Sompa 93.1 FM yɛnwumere no nsia kaseɛ ɛna nsɛm no baabi a wo biara no yɛgu so a yɛde ɛma wo style biabie no sɛ wowɛyɛ TV so a aso so yɛ Sompa television sɛ wotie ɔbono ɛne afoma ntɛm no mu a aha yɛ Sompa 98.9 FM ɛna sɛ yɛbono isima ntɛm no mu a sɛ yɛ tɛkyima no sɛ yɛ ɛyɛ nkransa sɛ yɛ ɛyɛ kintampɔ aha sɛ yɛ Sompa 90.7 FM asante mantam mo so no Sompa 93.1 FM wada menti anwumre yɛ kaseɛ ne sente na agye baabi a wadwenkyerɛ ɛno nsusu yɛfa bɛka ho ɛwɔ yɛ social media platforms how do you nyina so ko Facebook a aha yɛ Sompa 93.1 FM ɛna YouTube ɛyɛ Sompa TV yɛnto aso na yɛmfɔmɔ ɛnkɔnsɛm foforom mama no tua sɛ abatɔ kɔmɛ sɛ mpɛni fa hyase a wɔnom ɛtwɛtwɛ Ghana ma de hyɛ din titiro ɛne wɔn mo afi na ɔmadi mfie du nwɔtwe 18 years no ya sɛbe sɛ bemprɛduasa ɔmadwene mu nka wonum selector badwana nenti yɛnkɔ ka konjompi a krbia mamu no ɔmo ɛtwɛtwɛro mu nyina din ɛna wo a wo soso bibi nti wantima ntwerɛ odin ankɔ abato nguma mu no ɔmo ama kwan sɛ osusu betimi aba na aba betu saa na mo na din ntwerɛ no a ɛkɔ so ne mu nsɛm de ɛkyɛ akati ho nwi bebrebe wedi enkoye wedi machine ya na frizi wedi machine kura yɛ se internet no ɛma nsɛm no prekese ne ngongran saa ɛnam soma Center for Democratic Development CDD mpedimfo ɛde krata ababonte srabato komisar mpedimfo sɛ ensɛm bi a epiepie ɛba ɛde firi wɔn di ntwerɛ no a wɔn eyi ne mu no wɔn mpɛ nimpa so entie na wɔn ntu wɔn na wɔn sensɛ wɔn bɛ wɔn adwene so wɔn yɛ tintintintin ɛne akaka bensɛm sɛ yɛdeɛ ne yɛbɛyɛ a wɔn kɔ akɔbɔ wɔn tu brezia wɔ ho ɔpɛni kodwa asante ɛna ɔyɛ director ɛma CDD ɛba advocacy policy engagement wɔn nsɛnsɛm a na ɔne yɛn edi saa nkɔmɔ wei.
That the OSP has tried certain things. It probably needs more support to persuade Ghanaians that this is not something that is justified in doing. That if you are also selling your vote, you can be arrested. Maybe it will make people hold back a little bit, because the more people are demanding these things, politicians will find the money, to pay for it because they want power. And then once they are in government, then they are going to try and recoup that investment. So it sounds like it's a tall list of issues. Some of the issues we think that it can be resolved easily. Just somebody was telling me that if you look at the statistics from the Electoral Commission on the current BVR exercise, most people are using guarantor system. That is no surprise. You're talking about first-time voters. These are people who are turning 18 and so on. They would not have gotten Ghana card by now. So they're likely to. But if you're going to have guarantors, it means that they have to go and look for two people, organize them, go to the district, depending on where they are staying, financing it, organizing the logistics. It's too much.
Abusafo we your pene Kojo Asante a Oko Center for Democratic Development Ghana, where director Oshe advocacy ne policy engagement once and some edema wudum na wo chechin semo ede eche nebusia sa cd di mpedin fon semia womo ede betu dwano chese ade anche so kra don hwere kra ma ena abato komisa ne mpedin fo yes ene ensem chefo momre na yene mu motu mai kakra na edi ntro no a ye hyase ye be na wotwemie no enie no ye mamo enhunu ba bia ya ba beduro sesei abato komisa ne mpedin fo kire se be na wotwemie no nie no a wono hyase so omo chwachwa Ghana ma de shede no nipa be 600,000 de omo estimate ntim omo de e de akwa abato nguma ne mo ene ye obiam yahudo pia se machine no na hoodi ni mu a omo de bi ekoka ho ba bia na network so wonsensem akwa BBC one time no omo edi mfidie ni bi eko ede koka ho no masa so kra ye nhyehyeye si ye ekoye ni mu no omo be makwan e ma mansini ahodo no a no how pio ho no no omo ato akoso a wa ubenya ho bia no ko ne kokotwiro din Dr. Bosman Asare aye penimpa be di echira abato komisa wadano ni nchirimu a wode maye ni.
Indeed, you have been an essential force in our endeavor to continuously deepen transparency, fairness and integrity in our electoral process. Our doors are always open to constructive criticisms that will expand the frontiers of the country's electoral democracy. Similarly, we thank the good people of Ghana for their unflinching support to all the activities of the Electoral Commission. In last week's Let the Citizen Know, we updated you on the state of the registration and other relevant themes important to the registration exercise. This week's presentation will follow the same pattern. Let me begin by reiterating the Commission's avowed commitment to ensuring that every qualified Ghanaian is registered as a voter to take part in the 2023 district level elections and the 2024 general elections. The Commission is desirous of registering everyone who is eligible. We reiterate that it is not our intention to disenfranchise anyone. We wish to assure all qualified. We have increased the number of kids in our district offices to accommodate the large numbers at the registration centers. Because of this intervention, a number of the registration centers are becoming empty, and the reports reaching us indicate that our officials are fully ready to register all eligible persons who avail themselves at the registration centers by our deadline of 2nd October. In the same vein, we will continue to strengthen our processes to ensure that ineligible persons, including minors and foreigners, do not register. As a Commission, we are focused on ensuring and maintaining the credibility of the voters' register. This is the reason behind the proposed new CI or constitutional, the use of the Ghana card as the sole means of identification for new applicants to register as voters. Indeed, the Ghana card shows the age and citizenship of the bearer of the card, making it easier to identify those who are minors and those who are foreigners. The Electoral Commission believes that the guarantor system has outlived its usefulness, and we are convinced that the time is right for a system that every registrant is identified on his or her own merit, rather than another person vouching for the age and nationality of that person. We would like to use this opportunity to entreat parents to dissuade their wards who are less than 18 years old to be coerced by anyone to assume a new age and register as a voter.
I was going to weigh a abato commission penning pabe di echre Dr. Bosman Asare and yet in Ken.
And then Central Function would be a coso ewo in Criman Tabno Emun. Narinano a say Senior Staff Association of the University of Ghana and after Ghana Association of University Administrators. Womana Kasei and Central Function would National President Dr. Bet Ofe Awuku or the Etuda Etrese. Omuma abano na wotwemie no pepepepepepepepe se entenka bi mu atia kamu no se abano amfa amre wo mu a eyade se ebe ha dwen yie pa tewu nso ka ho omasemu a omede ma yenie.
Reference is made to a Senior Staff Association letter to the Minister of Education and Executive Secretary Labour Commission on the 23rd of August, in which GTEC was copied, and this said letter sought reasons why the Ministry of Education and GTEC had refused to adhere to the MOU and the directives of the Minister of Finance. in the letters dated 5th August and 22nd December, respectively, requesting them to pay the newer rate, the 10.99 liters, as on the vehicle maintenance and off-campus allowances to eligible staff. Unfortunately, there was no response from the ministry, despite a ruling from the NLC by its directive to give the minister 7 working days to respond to that query. The response, however, received from GTEC is best left outside the media space. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, in other matters, increasing tensions on campus, management of the various universities have compromised the university staff occupational pension scheme, the USOPs, by refusing some data that is needed by the fund administrator to regularize payments to pensioners and those who are preparing for their pension. This has rendered many pensioners and those who are yet to retire helpless in accessing their benefits. How do you expect someone who has worked in the public university for 22 years to retire with a lump sum of 2,400 Ghana cedis as their take-home benefit?
Any ya etwagu ye penipa at the Ghana Association of University Administrators and what this has some way to jay the day and Dr. Bet Ofe Awuku.
I was afraid Guswadem Monsieur Honson, someone young from National Association of Graduate Teachers, eternity I can say Nagratom so matana ye. Now Omodio catch rabine say Suku noa ne drew baby near corner traffic light noa green for beko na yellow for ko na red for kono e say Ghana Yesuku no intebeya mampedina na rudanko akufo ne so afo a o hwe Ghana ngomasua ho nsensem bosho omode ma wonum se eye double track no omode ba na bro so a mfie num mfie nsie echi no omo ebeyidi afri honum no ebra so se mampedina na rudanko akufo ne so afo a o hwe Ghana ngomasua so omo eye san hyehye no no mo eyi double track na edi afri honum openi Angel Kabono and eye president oda National Association of Graduate Teachers no ensamtwefo nhyiamu and omo ye ya one more ekachire mampeni na nadodanko akufo say free SHS no ne double track na de baye no se de baby aduru de edene say school no pa ntebe ya yensa sunku nu yabe
emra free senior high school baye no aban enso di double track e baye aye school for no ebeko obi nkrofo bi beko school na nkrofo bi atena efie na edumri bi na nkrofo foforo nso akọ school sa double track at the Oshe at 2 years so at the pressure potokasa ebeka pressure at 2 years so sisi baby ye du ya bre ye nuanu ma mo ye juma wo kitchen ana mukase amo nko holiday omo nya omo ahome ye headmasters ni assistant heads any house staff omo nya omo ahome teachers are tradie no rest. Now your corner sounds wa enye ye because a band sounds wa na amount for your mo sika and a call ayarisabia and no more brebre. Your person catch a Ministry of Education in Ghana Education Service any abine say or musha bo say in fear and 5 years and a omode free senior double track no ebe we and as yes I double track.
For way a penny Angel Kabono president or the National Association of Graduate Teachers Eternity from Senagrata and actually and also to be attacked what a gayedi ekwe suku that day in him say kwa and ye bosumi be 9 o konwa kwa kutwa no school mu and no a first term na wasaso ababejiwa home obejiwa home ya no wasaso akobio be bosumi 9 na jese wabefie second term no wasaso akobio na be bosumi 9 no so wakwa akotwa wo school hono mo na eno na akwa etetem a ukọ na chese wakwa akọwie na ye otwa so akwanim school no mo na so we de ayesi one time ko be bosome ba ko no aba be trefie be bosome mienu chese omo nheda hunsu no mo achechefo no kra no omo ntimi nya homegie bia ntomo ka kire mampeni na nadodanko akufo say asem eno omo ka na agragro sa no omane nya na semiya pa no ma we bedru ba bi achechefo no nyina do omo nkuku do omo nka begu fom akaso oma bre no mo kwa akwaje oma home.
So ye bo aban koko se kono sana e bedroom rebi yenso ye be take a decision say ya bre ye kwaji ya home. Yeah, catch a buying say. In catch it now or 3 terms. First term, second term, third term. Mumayen call back to our 3 terms. So that teacher tried yet to say Busumi Anaya now Kwajina Humikakra. Your long vacuum so eba July to around September. A hono so not teacher so Aquajina Humi. Uji wa humia e mao e she wa pomo ding. Utumiba beye juma na udi abua Ghana ma. Se abaya antia. Yesanya press conference you be catch a teacher phone say ya do maybe ya bre ya kwakoji.
Abza for we Angel Kabono president Odana Gratiano.
Ye kwa Ghana marase betwam dom kuma no kasama fo wapomden akwanso yewura akando. Wono na kasai ene wo kire se ade bi ekoso e wo Kolebu Teaching Hospital o mani nye ho ene sen empo gura ne se bia yaresabia bi ye aban ne de ano. Sekoba se bia ebre bia so ana bre bia do na wo se bia opagya bo no mu a de also ye ne se eho asem no beto Ghana marase betwam a na omo abobo ho ya oyare bi wo Ghana ha se ya se bia unya bia dia na etie ene se a doctors ya eye wo ho adwuma no fa kwan bia so se bia enima bia ba wo mogya enum nti ama sade wakoma no ene waharawa na wo se ye adwuma no entimi enye adwuma saa na wafa kwan bi so ne wayi saa ne nyina de afiri wo mogya m se be ya ahoɔde betimi aba na waharawa na obrɛbɔ no tima ye adwuma sade se na efata obi a woda saa machine ni bi so no eno na Kolebu Teaching Hospital mpanifo no egisika boom sade ye wura kando eka no na enya asem keto akura wo kyekire mu se eyade se ehadwen opani no asem ni
wo se fata se wo se we dey utum ansana watumi atum eno your friend fees and charges act na it is a parliament ajatuma utumi charges from where I sit parliament approve say yankoje 765 Ghana cedis per dialysis inti die Kolebu for a no a wono maka no illegal purely illegal general and you achi we can say omunjai with immediate effect it is illegal and I believe and hope because my feedback say enne obi obeko bia no omo nje ne saa 765 no say nen wotuna ye hu some yes I didn't be by Monday we will be there yebeko ho but I pray say endru ho so mbejai area for say abanya e woso when shows say there's quality healthcare so by na yen hwehwe di amanfo eko omuwu adakam dialysis na ye ka ho asem no edum pempen so bi na se wa anya na otwe ba ko na otwe mienu na otwe miensa no ma ubewu obi so wo a wohia dialysis no mienu ana miensa within 1 week nti se wo yan konta na so be ya miensa within 1 week what it means is say we be more than 2,000 Ghana cedis a month yan konta na hade it within 1 month so you just 765 Ghana cedis na we be more than 9,000 Ghana cedis in a month na sabe me am ye ma she bedwani kra no me I can't afford that my teacher I demand me as a member of parliament and me afford that nti campus the ordinary Ghanaian and na dey back one I was yehu ni say every public health facility in this country no obotaya is when so any profit making quality healthcare delivery and just other private clinics and hospitals are ebia mo fa so no mo pe no and nti and na ye tax ta ye gine o mamu nyina no ye de bo apomuden ho ebra no
na owie kwa na o kire se eto ho nsem obeka kakra de afa ho
menka so muni how but mo how a e wo kwa ye fa so a ye kan how no ho you can come to parliament say abanye jai cover procurement cover or the maye no nti ne memo aye di nti se mo an ka bia maye nya e ho susu aso ni e no mo ba ye betena tani aka ho asem so hu na wan ka sam to be e twa obo na the area ho ene se abanye be ye hwe na taxes are wagigi for the past 6 to 7 years aye hu your dia ye was say that critical healthcare deliveries be mu say no obesa tax I didn't say make us ye won nyema bi ni wo ho a na you be for tax exemption nti se okoya tax se wo so no ida se iso akora ana se diko ani so kora but aban say there be oprisika nti tani mani ni na no empa tax se so eno mo sa no e asefem so hu the bit say biane healthcare delivery for example food inflation next year and a later part of this year the person ko because farm equipment the farm input na kanino yeah, taxes and I buy the taxes. The Omokraba they will pass it on to the final consumer. Into everyone born a cushion. The beer was a buying a year. Not from within basic ones saying, a big journey nice or no. I was buying it. For example, I was at least every district hospital be a dialysis machine was buying a tomato because they're basic. But I can tell you, sir, most of the district hospital only dialysis machine. How many be near to Honey, the Disica yet they win here and pata by a Pumutin and Katankata. They get to go. Anka, without blinking an eye, let's look at this problem under the health insurance scheme. But the health insurance scheme itself is, we are pretending, it's weak. And for a quite cheap, Obia Oti, some American say, who could health insurance card, a cry, they could do hospital, who will sign out pay. People know, I'm saying for the co-payment.
Yewura Kwabra Minta Kando.
Abzafo na Kwalebun sensem ya enenam so ma management omoda Kwalebu aban ya sabia de krata ba bonte etrese sa nkomo ya yedie ya nipa bi ne mode na montene so se odo ne che Kwalebu aban ya sabia sa okose okwa dialysis no eyemra o kidney ene che se oyam ne yema ne gina ye beka ne se aduru ba bia ne nyina asei ase ye adwuma nyeyi enti wo no ensu a wadie nuane a wadie no so okọ na yetwe free ne padua ne mo na umoja asoso no yetwe ne de foforo soso no egum ede emane padua no fise ne umoja ewo ne padua ne mo no ayefi na saade na ya na omoye no abroso a yentete ya chese kane na omagye wa abroso a 380 Ghana cedis kane tete wo no mo 3.8 million na Kwalebu aban ya sabia mpenimfo ejeje na watwe muo ene yekokko tete bibi se yese mpenimfo de krata aba bebobo Kwalebu aban ya sabia ho no mo se sesedi omatum no matum a wonoma atabire ede akwako gina be 765 Ghana cedis ya coins esa suguachire na kese 7.650 million asem ene ye kano connected to one mode no and am so management ababonten kire se we nsusu ya na omo esusu se niema boa ye den niema pegya nti omo susu se sempenifo gitum ma wonu mu a ba bi ompeso mutum ede kokoduru no nyese bia wo ma atum wa bra wo man komra segesiem wa bra wo ma mo abam mpenifo amane ansana omo etu sana mo no Penny Kwancha for that Kwalebu aban ya sabia no Dr. Opokuware Ampuma one nsemchefo bonkomo kakra na nchichirimu a wode ema ye ni.
The department will make proposals for adjustments in the fees or tariffs for any particular service that is being rendered. And in this case, the dialysis unit put in a proposal for a review of fees and charges. But internally, it will go to the head of the medical department, who will then review it and then to pass on to the director of medical affairs, who reviews it and then brings it to the CEO, and then CEO tables it at the central management team. And then once we are okay with that, board also approves, and then we send it through Ministry of Health to Parliament for approval. So at each stage, this proposal undergoes review and scrutinization, because we don't have to look at it just from the department's perspective, but we also look at in terms of our client base, for that bit. So we have to have this kind of wider stakeholder engagement that would then help us to settle on a price which would enable us to at least break even, recover costs, and then also not overburden our patients. As I said, jumping the gun there. And so that poster that Moses put up was rather premature, because the final figure has not even been settled on yet, because it's after the review process we'll take it and up all the way to Parliament. And the Parliament also reviews and can decide to approve or to even amend it further. So that's the kind of process that we go through. So I would like to apologize to the public for any the fear and panic that this has caused.
Abzafo we penny awada Kwalebu aban ya sabia no sesi wu Dr. Opokuware Ampuma ena yetene nke nyina deda eba Kwalebu aban ya sabia so mo dialysis ya amanfo kwakoye ne honom no o matum e de free 380 Ghana cedis e de ababegina 765 Ghana cedis ba ko bia ena mo chese debi amanfo entomboye nsusu ya o mo ede ba mpenimfo nyantumu enyangintumu ma wonum ti amanfo nkoma entu wo mo yem yegina we so ne adan ho atonkra ba ye ba nsem ne pi akechire enwumre
Suma wacha suma onyamita.
Ai onyamita no beso. O mayiri
yaw edubuache onyame akoa ya wieyepre wade tumi ahyɛ ne wo frɛ food for thought adehyɛ nyinaa ɛne yankwankwa bi a how done so sɛ September Liberty Conference ɛbɛba so na ɛbɛba so wɔ Maranatha Evangelistic Ministries Kumasi at Harper Road asɛm a yɛkasa ho yɛyi firi asomafo sɛ ɛtiaduo no nwɔkye tɛmu mmienu ɛkɔpem mmiɛnsa Acts chapter 28 verse 2 to 3 hyɛne so sɛ wɔyɛ burning of arrows part 2 anɔpa no nsia pɛpɛpɛpɛ kɔpem berɛ a ho kronkron bɛgya yɛ ɛyɛ da memene 30th September Kumasi atum Harper Road Ajumtofo edi jumtu beje jumedie ya papa Minister Sete Champo Yama mi Mabel Ochre Aye kwa any resident worshipper Minister Kwame Jedu Wobet Sojom Aji jumedie ya papa and Trefi Sa how be daus Amanie be daus Wadane be dauswa Ewiye onyame di tomi Amani boy Omaini Yaw edubuache Na sada no Pronsamso na obenya pa Esani se Onyanko ponwa Eje Abraham hu na chiri Not soon idi tete kwa from Kwadio kwaduma kankane a odan sebo wo pay adwuma nyamema e de ahofadie ebekoye fie bra Liberty Conference September edition. Oh glory hallelujah.
21st clinic a sciatica expert sciatica no o nerves na wo to ase na fa wo siremu na fa wo nansia besi ase ho no se ho techema eno ene fa ne sciatica na etimi bubu o to ase ka wo se dwe wo sirem wo je ho ba bia enye na eno na 21st clinic ba ya adwuma pa wo mu yenti abaso bo o magye no wo Ghana ha ene amono ne enya asem ketewa Womuji international awards ahodo womuji local awards ahodo na anu nso na womu be the only sciatica research and treatment center in Africa bibrim ha no ebi ni baabi a gise 21st clinic nkoa womu de bibiduro ene besa oyare no masa de machine aka ho eya yare sabia yare bia wutimi de ko ne mama ade ba ko a wo magidi womu pa no sciatica ena stroke nso de kwa diabetes ne hypertension ne ade ne ade Ghana ha ba bia wo mo ho 0540 311 311 0540 311 311 na 21st clinic wo mo sciatica expert
abusia yada wase na yama wakwa aba ye ko yanimu ewo koko ene eho ensem Asante Mantamu Panin Kwancherefo Edema Koko Health Extension Division Nidin ene Owura Ebeneza Kwabena Agen Worona wonen semtrofo edi enkomoyi ne nyina no eyese emne ebra okopie mu ewo enkawe shed office honum eno achi nyina hini ena afeso bekwai ya kyerese wode motorbikes ahodo ekoma mpanifo ya eye adwuma ewo hono nyina no yese sade betimi aboa wo no wakomonte so akohwe sade koko no apomdene esiko baabia koko ni sinadura wose de ka no ene de wose ya koko no betimi aso na botaye na nisade hu no atumi abam Yewre Beneza asemni
Koko Health and Extension Division Koko Board Asante Mantemu in Saka 256 motorbikes say from my community extension agent Serbia mo betumi abo mo dwuadi mo koniaba na yentintia ewo ekuyefo naso na extension fundings and research fundings omo ma ekuyafo dani nyina no betumi akoma ekuyafo
na Yewura Ebeneza Kwabena Agen ewie ye no ena ukọ shed ho a mansiri mu ho no pani ya wodi wo manim Yewura Rahim ni koyi kote so ne nsam a wode ma ye ni
impemfo de ama extension officer ade a yen dani ni jepa esanse for the past years na moto himba ye no ama ejuma no baby etosin kakra de baby e manitosin kakra ne say yenya emergency report bi I was say extension officer etimi ko ntem so ekohwe na ekotu wana mo no yentimi enkonesa Opani Rahim Korte ena yetene nkan
Abzafo yemfamo nkosunyan abonten so na Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund for ɛna ɔma yɛ nkyɛkyɛ ne nkasa ho dwumadie di ama mmerante ne maba wa pia ɛwɔ sunya abɔnten so yɛ kɔkɔ wiaseɛ no ɛne nnwuma mfidie a wɔde bɛyɛ adwuma te sɛ bia hair dryers nom wɔn so so a wɔn pamadeɛ yi mfidie a wɔde bɛpamadeɛ nyinaa wɔn de bi adum wɔnum na Ambassador George Kumi Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund adwuma no wɔde mu ntintimai pa ɛmra wɔn de sɛ mfidie wei ɛma mmerante ne maba wɔde adum wɔnum ama wɔde akɔ akɔhyɛ abrabɔ aseɛ no nsɛm a wɔde ɛto wɔn anim kakra nie
ewiase aman nyinaa bɛkɔ wɔn anim a egyina amanfoɔ no sɛde wɔn timi ɛde wɔn nsa ɛne wɔn adwene ɛyɛ adwuma buuku deɛ no ɛyɛ akɔ fam kakra na ɛmrɔfo no tete no na nka wɔn wie secondary school a ɛna ɔntima nkɔ university a no wakɔ sua adwuma yɛn nso deɛ ne yɛfa ne sɛ wɔntima nkɔ school no bi koraa na akɔ sua nsa no adwuma ɛno na ahyɛ yɛ ti mu a bɛsi saa mmerɛ yi sɛ woka kyerɛ wo wɔfaase a na wo nua ba bi sɛ ɔnkɔ sua adwuma a onim sɛ wompɛ n'asɛm ɛti na wo so ɔnkɔ sua adwuma bɛte mmorɔfo no tailor na ɔkɔyɛ a ɔse fashion design ɔkɔyɛ etire a ɔse beautician and adi ɔmo akyekyerɛ din no kɛkɛ nanso ɛno a na ɔmo yɛ enti ɛsi esu ehu sɛ mmerɛ bi aba ɛnsano dwuma ho wɔn fasoɔ na yɛ mma ɛne yɛ nuanom nkumaa no yɛ tu wɔn fo na ɔmo besua wokɔ Kenya ɔmo wɔ nhyehyɛe bi wɔ hɔ na mepɛ sɛ yɛde ba Ghana yɛde hyɛ aseɛ wɔ sunyane ha ɛne sɛ so obi yɛ adwuma onim sɛ mfie mmiɛnsa akyi ɔkɔ pension akatua no ntimi nyɛ ɔhwee yɛayɛ biribia ma ɔmo sɛ nka classroom anaa baabi sei no ɔpɔn a na waba sɛ carpentry na ɔpɛ sɛ tailoring o na wabɛsua
Abjafo wei ɛyɛ Ambassador George Kumi na yɛte ne nke Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund adwuma no wode mu ntintimai pɛnɛ ɛbra na ɔmɔ yɛ amammerɛ ne amane yɛde sɛ mfidie yi amammerɛ ntɛde ma ba wɔ sunyana bɔnten so ana ɔde afutu wi ma wo no
ɛnɛ anɔpɛ adeɛ kyɛ bia adwumadie no so ɛwɔ yɛ nuanom Sompa 90.7 ɛbra wɔwɔ ahene champon atie agwamu no ɛna wɔne DC de ma de sɛ yɛ wɔn Kranza North Honorable Peter Oseifo so edi enkomo ɛna wɔkyerɛ sɛ nokorɛ nyamea nim nie mobɛkan na mo ahyɛ ne nso a na wɔtwe mu a no yɛdi kan ɛne mo di nkɔmɔ akyerɛkyerɛ mu sɛdeɛ akwan ho nsɛm esi ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ Kranza North yɛ akyerɛ sɛ akɔyɛ asefem sɛm ɛde ama de sɛ yɛ nam mpɔtam hɔnom ɛna wɔn kyerɛ sɛ obiara nkana koma ɛmfa nto ne yam saa osu no saa yaw ne saa nwomu a Ghana fo ɛto ɛnkankane ade sɛ yɛ wɔn Kranza North no aduru n'anim na ɔno nso so ɔtu ho anamo
Kotar, you can't say Kotar, I'm going to say beauty me. And need a crab you, or we had the goo, not your feelings. And so can see the car, and your mamma said, you will come. They say they are fun one, and Yavia the Takra, because you can see the car, I can beat me Buakam. December in 40 so they have what to give them 3 years. Oka when you could done one assembly and a highway engineer, the district engineer, the district coordinating director, engineer for piano, so Emma, regional minister, so I say. Now, if you honor your man penny for one client, so say, my much and say, the DI and Kratas, Yenya, a home Krata and Fambra. And Krata, not to say, because a sack come at check, any and Krata and Akoma. No more funding, now, or my baby. And the Koba said, and yet, not just a move from emergency to critical. She never say a revised report no Nayadico. And she now watching any and not happening, and I could see a regional minister office, any highway for them, any young Kratano. A young Kratano pressure I am so because PPA for my associate said, I dear two Kiara, or more approval, and she quite be a fatwa. The report no. Client, I'm a dating Piara, my and young fashion. We are reporting and I was on a medical.
Na warrior crown water say ampa. A this year don't come up and phantom yam. Na a dear be on by ye be a ma almost what me a hang how na on my another the ammonia muchefano, almost obey.
I'll move up the bridge in now I had a double bridge. Tomoba on the extension am I in Yakon Bedi. No more bridge in I had a double and some of my feeling. The Juma about the Yaju market to a Fingamu bridge in 1954. The baby. About the say, I find another.
biri gini na ha si ku enti tu ba bia ne afa ni me bisu yi se ya no aban die nim se wa yes aseche kosi bisuya kwan wi o ki kwan foforo ho biri die bu sa pe sika foforo be ye obi se da fam enti obi ho akwa ne ba pre ansama wase mi sika be yes ade no enti ya ma contract ya wi ya tua ho ka ya tua retention everything aban nim se no ho aka no ho foforo ho nti wo sai ko ka se biri na bu aban mama na otwi ba ko na otwi ni enu dira be ye wa na ye na ye se ya na ye ni aban ni ye cause obi adwini ni so se bibi sa be se ye ni manimu ya
ene ya etwa egu ye eye DC de ma de se ye won Kranza North Honorable Peter Oseifosu
abza for ye na 21st clinic ya se ebana sciatica entire no a efa ye to asesa e de besi ye sire nim e de ba ye nan kokomu fa ye nantu e de kosi ye nan pono so no e twetwe ye mpa obu ono ma ne de akana to dem ebubu na gu ono ma okeka no wa enkeka ebi susu aka hweche mu abza for mfa nkosi duabo emfa nkosi aduro bi a wakwa koti aso bi ani eye ye frɛ ne sciatica na hospitala ene wiase nyina age so mo a doctor for e won fidie wa nurse for won nura o mutimi e de so sa yade na no e 21st clinic ye branches ne do so pa abusiafo duru hono mo a scan bia wo se wo ye bia ayasa bia hono ye be ye dia ma lab bia so a wo se wo ye bia ayasa bia hono mo ye be ye dia ma wo ye sciatica yade no so to nchene a yade bia nya mo da ne pejami kosi awiem abusiafo nya ya na ka ba mawu ababefo akono wo de fo ne kire 21st clinic ye branch biamo na ene ye emedi nkomo ye bebo pa ama hode asaso ababio kumasi ye wo ehwa ye ben Alpha Radio honum a ene oboase council quarters so no ye wo honum ene akwa Accra Domi Market ye wo ho ene sunyan enkransa tachiman so no obehu yen friend 0540 311 311 0540 311 311 Universal Natural Clinic say yen kan say don't pay say buo sa afrechie sa todia fa ho odompede bi kura okokonya accident ene esi dompede bu pen ama toa but still a pen na woti wo mu no enye pen wa abusafofo ne kire Universal Natural Clinic na doctor for nhwema stroke no so akwato dem osori ensori he du ba bi kura maja yesi utumi ekeka ho kakra ntimi nkasa wo ochia na wo chia emwa bamu mu no kre ebia wachini a amwa bamu yebu na Universal Natural Clinic semen kanchro say emwa bamu unyambo matra yentia entina bamu eya abano ena no achiri so no eba no say yefun yade nom stomach ulcer hepatitis ne typhoid no nyina omo ewo eho aduro a yankase bibiduro ya ye de suru isa form isa hwentia ene akekedo kakra de awo no no ena omo de saw yade omo atonsu S-line from 020 0158 272 020 0158 272 Mizone 5G no yeguswa ye no Mizono oye wedding oye oye party epono to obia ope drink ya o serve ebeti wanim na hye wanim nyamo a eye Mizone ye kamfodi amawo e na wo ye adwuma anansa ope energy na odi aye adwuma bia we a sportsman one year sportsman ahwoden de obi ahia bi 85G ne yenunum na amaye energy soronko am yetime de aye adwuma bia bi fra 0246 270221 0246 270221 na yenin komo 3 Eba Center at the 3 Eco Capsule Sabeja Sobzian for Kokuno ya ye obia koko nti da bia osisi ya koko nti wanu so ye otum koko nti minimum ya ohene koko nti wasum ya ohene koko nti da bia o de na kese usisi no wo mu atim wo de koko nti da bia de niam yi hu ano be ma so no okọ sebi ya ne so a moja tatata wo choba na bosumi aso eye koko a for ni kire pharmacy shop ne drugstores ahodo nyinam ne ko petrie co capsule sanunom ye koko adro we na ye special enkofa yam nti obetima nom de akọ adwuma obetima nom de atukwan obetima nom de ye bibia kire na jesu akọ yi niam na gu me say pharmacy shop ne drugstores ahodo nyinam obunya bi ne mum odro ne kire Colinac Danieba Mr. Bania Pidankia on an doso puno isum for 0546 1071 107 0546 107 let's open chimwa yemfa ema showdown walk no ebaso honorable Kennedy Kwame Akompre kokote boy Japan ne walk no ebaso kumase no mo ese so open ho t-shirt open ho che open ho bonsia cap ene ho mpempra de ni bi na edane duru ho no mo a ososo di aba be gina mo a abusuafo ne kire Sompa TV ene Sompa FM ye fidue mo ase e wo so ame na ebe pebi anasa ofre telephone number ya enkomo bia wo ho bia no ye no bedi 0278 369494 0278 369494 and na afia no asia bio abusiafo Sompa achede sene afi bia efrimra Sompa ba ye ene enemu a afeso sa no a yedidi manyanka emmobrowa awisia ne akunafo wo mo enya bidie no afi so sa ye ton sa fremo afi a edikan ye ton sa fremo no mo amaye ni manwu ase mo amaye nsa nsifom sara so na afi ye sa so abomanimu bio efise etro no aka se o se meda afiase wa ma mehweme na enye se bia afiase ne se prison ho no mo nko na mom mobrowa obehunu mobo no so kra ye nhira eya ne mpempi no ano menum ye no ye nya de free mu ene nti Sompa se ye nka nkire mo sa afi so no Sompa chede ne eba so afi ne kwa wiye sa no a nti se bia ye mo eye anwa eye biscuit eye tin tomatoes num ene chese bibi bia ntade ntoma ya wo de che ye no fa beka ye hwan na se nhire ye no mienu ye nche me ba cha so ye kunafo anase wo ye kunafo a na ye ka kire so do ani kire eye Sompa FM ene Sompa TV ya tena ha sei e wo so ame komase a oba na ososo aba be register se bia wutie yen anasa wo hwe yen na wo sunyane abonten so a okọ Sompa ya tena ya e wo sunyane night market ya na wakọ register we no eye kunafo eni nyanka asem ne ye ken na eye Sompa nkransa GCB Bank building mu a ososo no kwa na wakọ register nyanka no ene eye ekunafo no na wakọ register e bia ye ken wo no untimi nye no emo untimi enye no anwa untimi nye ni biscuit opese oye ni sika mobile money line no eye 0598559802 0598559802 edi ebeba tarawan media ena Sompa sika promo abusiafo ne yete ne se no untie Sompa se utie ni sa keke anasa ohwe Sompa TV se ohwe ni sa keke ohwe nyina no na ososo unya cash de ahye obutum eno nti ne de Sompa sika promo we aba ne yete ne se ohwe Sompa ya for mobile phone no na offer pe no adale *256 no abo 3 no abebo hash unya boy ya na waselect eye Sompa se ye Sompa kumase a ana se eye Sompa TV na waselect se Sompa sunyane na waselect se Sompa nkranse a na waselect o select sa no a utiri be ye boy ho ne yakọ weekend ye guso a ye kan news ya yes number so masi wa wini na ye bia ye che obe 500 Ghana na de akọ akodi weekend na se bia ye che 1000 Ghana so na de akwa kutwitwa ho nti we ye Sompa sika promo a ye de eba hyase ye kra no nti abusiafo o hwe Sompa ya number no *256* na wabo 3 na wabo hash so no mia cent umia ya na je wa select eye Sompa na je no anu no utiri eya yeye na aba benya chop money dey ache obutum ade ya ye ka ho asemi National Lottery Authority mpedifo omo ensa ehyase pa enya asam ketwa abusafo ye nyina bo eso na nwumbre nsemo ebobo no de brem no yemfa mu nsimidi de yabo amalibi aboga nwumbre mene
nana kwabena kese
asedan koma production team eboy chidom kuku na chinchin fidi ndi ma yen ya Grace akosia somua eni buzinom esoso na keka mfoni eni videos ahodo ne sie ne de ma yen yesamu for penny eni yewura asante yeboa Benedict